You got the flipper deployment as well. We got the thin cut Saxy, and this knife is very sexy. Bruh. You could do the reverse opening, even though I just fail every single time. But from time to time, I'm able to pull, bam, an opening on this guy, and then about 90% of the remaining of the time, I just fail miserably. XOM right here. This guy is a gravity knife, has a locking mechanism with a pocket clip, allows you to EDC this guy like it's nobody's business. And this revised version over the original version, which didn't have a pocket clip and a locking mechanism, was a little bit more. Hello and what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel, and boy oh boy do I have an awesome video for you guys today. That's right, this is gonna be a longer, lengthier video. YouTube just been trying to get me to experiment with a little bit longer YouTube videos and whatnot, so this one is gonna be a little bit of a longer one. So you guys sit back, relax, get your popcorn, get the coffee ready. We're gonna talk knives, right? We're gonna talk everything knives related, budget knives, fidgety knives, best EDC knives, everything else in between. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. We're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna be talking about 3 different categories, so to speak. We're gonna talk about some top picks from my collection here that are in the budget range, from the $30 to $40 EDC budget range. There are gonna be some awesome picks for that we're gonna be discussing here shortly. We also have some top picks from the $50 to $60 budget category as well, and we're gonna be discussing those, breaking them down. What are my suggestions, again based on my collection and the knives that I've been able to EDC, that obviously I've used and abused, and that I definitely feel very comfortable recommending. And last but not least, we're gonna wrap things up with some of the most fidgety knives, out there that you can buy. These are some of my own, of course, that I recommend, that I basically fidget with constantly all the time. So I'm gonna be recommending those to you as well in this longer format video. Again, I'm just experimenting to see, because I've never made a video this long. So you guys' feedback is gonna tell me whether or not this is a good format to move forward with, or to do more videos like these in the future, right? More laid back, sit back, relax, you know, get some knife information, talk about knives, things like that. So the success of this video, of course, is gonna tell me whether or not that's gonna work out or not in the future. But you guys just are in control. Hit that like button, right? It is free, by the way. Subscribing is also free. So if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button as well, because there's so much knife content coming your way, you have no idea. If you're into EDC, if you like knives, if you like EDC gear, this is the channel for you. And there's awesome content here waiting for you to enjoy. Also keep in mind, guys, links for all the knives in this video, all the knives that you're gonna be seeing in this video, they're gonna be down in the description below. We're gonna be going over tons of knives here in this video, so if you want to check out any specific one, check it by name. It's going to be all in the description with an affiliate link that does support the channel at no extra cost to you. We're going to go ahead and get started with the $30 to $40 category. We're going to move these guys out of the way and jump right into that. Some of these knives are going to be up to maybe $30 or so. Some are going to be somewhere in the middle, and some are going to be closer to the $40 range, right? Talking about budget knives, right? We're trying to get the best bang for the money. You're trying to get the best, most functional knife with probably the best steel in the blade, with the most functional blade shape, with the most durable overall materials, mechanism, everything else in between, the one that is most EDCable, and everything else there is to go along with that. It is your money, and you're just trying to make your money go as far as you possibly can. And I also have links for all the review videos. Every single knife that we talk about has been reviewed in the channel before, so if you want to dive deeper into any of these knives and learn more, right, don't forget to check the description, or just simply look up the knife name Miguel EDC on the YouTube search bar, and you'll be able to find my review video that way as well. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jumpstart this list right here with the Reich P801. This guy right here, this tank of an EDC knife right there. A couple of pointers on the Reich P801. This guy comes in at around $35, so it's right there in the middle of our range for today. It does have a 3.46 long blade right there, so do know your local laws. It is a little bit longer than 3 inches. The steel right here is going to be a 14C28N, which is a pretty common steel in the budget category, and a pretty reliable right there for the price. I mean, it's pretty decent. This guy does have a flat grind. It is stone washed all the way around with stainless steel handles as well. 35 bucks, guys. You get a flipper knife right here. Flipper deployment. You could thumb deploy this guy as well. Extremely sharp out of the box, and remains sharp throughout EDC use. If you haven't seen the review on this guy, check it out. I'll put a link in the description. Deep carry pocket clip and everything. Without fully reviewing this knife, I gotta tell you, this is a very recommendable knife. $35. It is a great starter for this list. Check it out at the link in the description. Right, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask in the comments, but a very solid knife in this $30 to $40 category. Up next, we have the Flisa folding knife, and this is one of my favorite knives as well in this budget category. This guy comes in at $28. So if you have Amazon Prime and you don't have to pay for shipping, this guy is actually under that $30 range. And what do you get for $28? You get a 3.5-inch long blade here. This is D2, so we're talking about an even better steel than the last knife that we looked at. And this guy is an axis lock with G10 handles, right? If you like axis locks, if you don't have any axis locks, this guy is going to be very smooth to operate. You almost don't have to put any pressure on the axis here to be able to pull it down and drop the blade. That blade is going to be very drop shotty, if you will. And you do have a large opening right here, so you could also reverse flick this guy. Pretty effortless, actually. And you could also slow thumb deploy this guy as well. I mean, it is a very solid EDC knife, and I love it because, I mean, we're talking $28. Like, you really can't go wrong with this guy. So again, affiliate links and review video links are going to be in the description for this guy if you want to check it out or learn more. Moving on to our next option here is still in the axis lock category, if you will. This one is also an axis lock, and we're talking about the Firebird Ganso, or Ganso Firebird, and then all these weird letters and numbers right there, which I don't know why knife makers do this, right? Just give it a name or a model name that will stick, right? But this is the Ganso Firebird. This knife right here is actually very, very interesting. Also an ultra budget knife. So this one comes in at $25 right now. It is actually a pretty good deal on this guy. So what do you have going on this guy? A 3.3-inch blade right there. So that's pretty decent. Again, more than 3 inches. All of these budget knives, by the way, I believe are above 3 inches in blade length. So FYI on that. This guy is rocking a satin finish, very sexy looking blade, if you ask me. It is a 440C steel, which again, in that budget category, it is a very common steel right there that you'll see on a lot of knives. And this guy gets the job done for me every single time. I've put it through so many card boxes, ropes, and different cutting tasks that I've had to do during the time that I've been carrying this guy, as well as all the other knives in this video, and none of them have failed me. That's exactly the reason why I'm recommending them as well. So again, review video on this guy if you want to learn more down below. This is a G10 handle there, and it is a axis lock. So if you don't have any axis locks for now, you're looking to get your feet wet into axis locks, this is a good way to start. And I feel like this guy will make it very enjoyable for you to rock an axis lock, dependable EDC knife, very low cost, very budget friendly price. All right, next we have one of my all-time favorites as well, is the Civivi Ortis. Bam, the Civivi Ortis. Let's get that sound again. Bam, it's just like, this knife is ready for anything that you throw at it. So it does come in at the $40 range. This guy, so it's a little bit on the higher end of our $30 to $40 sort of range that we're talking about here. You can see some lines and stuff like that on the blade. That's definitely been through some use, no doubt about that. This Civivi Ortis is a 3.25, so 3 inches and a quarter total length on the blade right there. This guy rocks a 9CR 18 MOV steel, very sexy looking blade right there. If you ask me, if you know me, I'm a sucker for satin finish blades. I feel like the Ortis just has one of those like very attractive, right? Look how this thing does with light. Like, that is very, very nice, and I really like that from this knife. The handles on this guy, even though they look like G10 or what have you, they are fiberglass reinforced nylon or FRN handles on this guy, which is pretty common also on this price range. And again, this has got to be one of the most comfortable EDC knives to hold. It is a liner lock right here, and a flipper, right? So you can flip this guy open. It opens very, very fast, and you do have a liner lock to go ahead and unlock this guy and close the blade. Deep carry pocket clip, and you could do the reverse opening, even though I just fail every single time. But from time to time, I'm able to pull, bam, an opening on this guy, and then about 90% of the remaining of the time, I just fail miserably. But yeah, if you can really master that reverse flick on this guy, bam, it is so satisfying. If you're looking for a knife that's going to give you a good challenge, look no further than the Civivi Ortis. Again, $40 right here, very recommendable budget EDC knife. All right, last but not least, we have the Ontario Wrap Model 1. And for that matter, you might as well throw the Ontario Wrap Model 2 right here. So are you a fan of medium to larger knives? Then you want to go the Ontario Wrap Model 1 route. Do you like more medium to smaller knives, more discreet, or perhaps you have laws in your state that prevent you from owning a larger blade? Then the Model 2 is going to be the way to go. Review videos on both of these in the channel if you want to look in more detail, but we'll just focus on, they're about the same price, by the way. They both come in around that $40 range or so. Sometimes you do get them in special for around $35 or less. But yeah, this guy right here is if you get the Wrap Model 1, you're looking at a big knife, very comfortable to hold. This is a Taiwan made knife. All the other knives from before were Chinese made. This one's made in Taiwan. It does have the Aus 8 steel going on the blade. You know, some people love it, some people don't like it so much, but I feel like it gets the job done, and it has been pretty reliable for me. Check out the review video if you want to get more insight on the Aus 8 steel. It does have a nice satin finish, flat grind going on the blade, which is very, very nice. I love it, with the Ontario logo going on right there and the iconic design. This is it's a classic of the EDC community right here, the Ontario Wrap Model 1 and 2 for that matter. You have what looks like G10, but it's not quite G10, and that is the textured nylon 6 handles. That is what you got going on right here. So it feels like G10, but maybe just a little bit more, I guess, less grippy, if you will, but not by a lot. I feel like it still gets the job done, so it's really not a deal breaker for me. They have the ability to move your clip around, tip down, tip up, left side, right side, which is pretty neat. And this thing is built like a tank. Right? Look at all those spacers going on right there. There's a little bit on the heavier side, and it is not a flipper or an axis lock. This guy is a thumb deployment only. Bam! All right, but you get really good at that thumb deployment for sure, and that's a very solid thunk. Bam! Like that. And then my favorite, the reverse flick. Boom! That is the best way to go ahead and deploy this guy right here. So you get really good at it right there. But of course, thumb deployment on both ends. Right, if you're lefty, I'm not lefty, but as you can see, I can make that opening right there very, very easily with no hesitation, no issues. All right, but that has been it. Again, this guy around the $40 range. Let's bring these guys back in frame here. You guys be the judge. You guys let me know which of these will be your $30 to $40 range pick. And again, some of these are sort of cheating here because they are even lower than that. They're in the high 20s range or so. But is it going to be the right P801 with this all exposed metal look to it? Very reliable flipper right there. Is it going to be the Fleisa folding knife with a D2 blade and axis lock? Is it going to be the Ganso Firebird, also with an axis lock? Is it going to be the Civivi Ortis right there? Or is it going to be the Ontario Wrap Model 1 or its little brother, either one, the Wrap Model 2? All right, you guys be the judge right there. Let me know. All right, did you guys think of any other budget knives in this category that you would have picked otherwise? So you have your own top 5. Let me know down in the comments. We're going to be hanging out down there in the comments. Let me know what other knives you would have added to this list, or give me some ideas on this $30 to $40 budget range. Let me know what other knife you would have picked or plan on doing different parts to videos like this, or perhaps whatever knife you recommend might be in a future video. And also, if you have a knife, if you have a cool knife that you want to send in for me to make a video of here in the channel, I'll be more than happy. It will be a privilege for me to showcase your knife here in the channel. Check out my email down here if you want to go ahead and send your cool gear for me to review, for me to showcase, unbox here in the channel on your behalf. Of course, I can always give you a shout out on whatever social media account, YouTube channel, whatever social media interaction you have going on. But if you'd like to remain anonymous, that's cool as well. But yes, I've been wanting to review some of the community's gear as well. So you can see these are some of the knives that I've owned, that I've purchased with my own money. But hey, this hobby gets really, really expensive, and you know, there comes a point where, you know, when creating content, it helps if you have a little bit more of different knives, you know, that perhaps, you know, the knives are some of these knives are not the most affordable per se, and of course, you know, the cost can definitely add up. So if you have some awesome cool knives that you would like for me to make videos of, it will be a win-win situation, right? You can have a feature here in the channel, gives me material to create content from, and it will be all for your enjoyment, for everyone to enjoy, to continue to learn more about knives, learn more about EDC, learn more about everything about this awesome hobby that we're all part of. The next category that we're going to look at is going to be the $50 to $60 budget range, right? Typically that's where we all shop around. We already looked at some really good $30 to $40 knives, and we know those are really, really good. Now what if you have just a little bit more money, right? You have around $50 to $60. Well, these knives coming up, they're going to be the best knives, at least that I would recommend, that I have experienced myself, that you can purchase for that amount of money. $50 to $60. Here we go. Coming right away at number 1, you guys, this thing right here, the CJRB pyrite. This thing is not only a budget EDC, it is one of the best EDCs money can buy. Probably top most fidgety EDC out there. I mean, this thing has so much going for it, and I'm not even exaggerating. Anybody that has a pyrite will tell you this thing is quite a beast to own. It definitely checks so many boxes for me. I am so happy that I got me one of these bad boys. Shout out to Metal Complex. The reason I have this guy is because Metal Complex definitely did a great job praising it, and he was absolutely right. Everything he mentioned. This knife is such a performer in so many categories. So what do we have going on here? Of course, CJRB, a Artisan Cutlery subsidiary, and they have the RPM 9 steel going on here, a nice powder steel that is very reliable, great for this budget category. This guy is a button lock, so I mean, deploying this guy is so good. Of course, with the button, right, you could do the thumb deployment, right, and the reverse right here, which is probably my favorite. That is going to be the way to go. But I mean, you can do this with your eyes closed, and it's so effortless, right? Listen to the sound on that. The sound on this knife is amazing. I prefer mine with the exposed stainless steel handle as well, which is very nice in my opinion. I mean, there's a full review of this guy if you want to check out more on this guy. Again, it is around the $50 or so, maybe a couple more dollars if you find it in special. I know these go in special from time to time. By the way, all the knives that we're going to talk about, reviews for all of them, are going to be also linked in the description if you want to go more in detail on any of these knives. But I mean, I just want to start the list right off the bat here with a banger, and that's exactly what this guy is right here. All right, moving on to the next knife in the list, we got the Sencut Saxy, and this knife is very sexy. Right. I'm always going to take advantage of the name to crack a dad joke here and there, whether you ask for it or not. But yeah, speaking of fidgetability, I mean, this thing is so fidgety, and just like that pyrite, it has so many deployment options. This thing, again, around that $50 more or less price range, it is such a great EDC knife for all kinds of tasks. So you have the button lock deployment, of course. You got the button deploy it all day, every day. You got the flipper deployment as well. Thumb deployment as well, and the reverse flick, which is probably my favorite. That is one great way to, bam, just play around, fidget with your knife, right? This guy has a 9CR18 MOV steel, which again is another budget steel in this category. Again, this one is the Sencut Saxy. You have a satin finish right there on the blade. You have micarta handles. Prefer this black micarta here. Can't go wrong with that. Very nice pocket clip here from Sencut and Civivi knives, which are very good. And I mean, this thing, you know, it's just very nice to grip onto. And you got the performance right there. Again, a solid choice. One of my favorite EDCs. This thing has seen a ton. All these knives in this video have seen tons and tons of pocket time. So that is the Saxy, not sexy, the Saxy, Sencut Saxy for you. Again, review video on this guy if you want to learn more. That'll be linked down below. Next on the list we have, let's stay with Sencut for a second because they make another very good budget friendly knife, and that is the Sencut Crawly. Sencut Crawly right here. Very similar to the Saxy, but a little bit of a slimmer design, different blade shape right there. And this one is in a stone wash finish. So if you like stone wash over satin, I personally prefer and like both, so that's why I definitely have both in my collection there. Same thing going on with this guy. You got the button deployment, just very fidgety. You got the thumb deployment as well. That's very nice. You could do the reverse flick with this guy. Boom, just like that. Took me a little bit of getting used to at first, but there it is, right? Again, micarta handle here in black, and again, the same signature, very reliable pocket clip, deep carry pocket clip right there. Another awesome EDC knife. Can't go wrong with this guy for, again, around $50 or so, right? One of the best money bang for your buck out there, the Sencut Crawly. Next on the list, we have a classic right here. This is the Civivi Elementum. This thing has stood the test of time. This is a knife that has been around for quite a while now. So a lot of people, you know, have heard of it at some point in their EDC journey, and that is for a reason. That is because the EDC here, the Civivi Elementum, is such an EDC king, right? This thing is just so ergonomically friendly. It is not necessarily a large knife, but it's also not the smallest knife out there. Nice medium to smaller size for all kinds of EDC needs, and this particular config here is going to be a flipper opening with a liner lock, G10 handles. I got these in orange. You have a nice D2 blade, and this one is in the satin finish. People praise the Civivi Elementum, and it is for a reason. This thing is probably one of the best knives out there, just like the last one, by the way. One of the best knives to get your friend, significant other, right, your best buddy, you know, family member, whoever it is you want to bring into the EDC gang here. You want to introduce them to knives, what EDC is all about. You cannot go wrong with this guy. And for, again, the $50 ballpark, sometimes you can find them in some really good sales. This thing, you cannot go wrong with it. It's very similar deep carry pocket clip on this guy. And I mean, just such a comfortable, nice to hold EDC. And again, when it comes to daily tasks, right, this thing is going to perform through every single one. It is a very reliable knife. Certainly one to keep in mind if you're budgeting, trying to get the best bang for your buck when it comes to around $50 or so. You will not be disappointed with this guy. And last but not least, on this quick rapid fire video here, right, we have the Kershaw Leak, right? We're talking budget knives. We're talking knives around the $50 or so ballpark. Talk about a classic design right here. This Ken Onion design on this Kershaw Leak also has stood the test of time. Check out the review on this guy if you want to learn more, but I gotta tell you, me personally, this is the first knife design that I fell in love with. I don't know what it is about this blade shape that I just love so much, right? And I mean, Ken Onion is an excellent knife designer, so I mean, I think he definitely hit it out of the park with this one. It is a liner lock. Actually, this one is a frame lock. All right, let me get my facts right. Frame lock here on this guy. This knife does have speed assist, so when you open it just a tad bit, let me see if I can show you. It opens so quick, you can barely catch that on camera. Let me try that again. So you try to open it just a little bit like that, and well, bam, it opens the rest of the way. Some people like assisted knives, some don't. I'm okay with, you know, just a little bit of everything, right? And again, for that $50 price range, you cannot go wrong with this guy. It does have a safety mechanism here, which in my opinion, I mean, you be the judge of that. I ended up taking it off on mine because it kind of got annoying sometimes when I was trying to deploy the knife, and it would prevent me from doing so. The pocket clip is not as deep carry, right? But if you can get over that, right, if you can definitely get over that, you're going to get a banging knife right here. You could also thumb deploy this guy, right? And again, it is a flipper as well, and another great knife right here that you will not go wrong with as you start your EDC journey. Or hey, if you got $50 or so burning a hole in your pocket, you're looking to get your next EDC knife to add to your rotation, right? Look no further. So let me get all the knives here in frame for you guys. You all let me know. You guys be the judge, and all right, let me know what you think. Is it going to be the CJRB Pyrite? Is it going to be the Sencut Saxy or the Sencut Crawley? Is it going to be the Civivi Elementum, or is it going to be the Kershaw Leak? Again, these are just 5 out of so many knives out there that exist right now. These are some of my knives that I've had a chance to EDC. I know they're reliable. I know that they're going to get the task done. They're definitely great EDC beast knives that are going to take on whatever you throw at them. You are definitely going to be, they're going to be very reliable, right? You guys let me know in the comments, what is your pick out of these 5? If you have any other in mind, let me know for a future video. So we have looked at knives in the $30 to $40 range. We've looked at knives in the $50 to $60 range, and we know there are budget options out there all day, every day. Now, next we're going to step it up a bit, and we're just going to talk about a different category, and that is fidgety knives or fidget-friendly knives. So in this category, we're going to be discussing those knives that are sort of fun to fidget with, have some good acoustics, right? Fun deployment option, nice to fidget around, and you know, they're very fidget-friendly and such. So that's going to be the next set of knives here coming up. And if you haven't at this point liked the video, hey, why not? It's just a quick tap, click the like button, and it's as simple as that, and you can continue watching this free content. Fidgety knives or fidget knives, right? These are known as a type of knives that you can just play around with, right? Of course, knives have a very serious task at, you know, cutting everything that you need on a daily basis. But, you know, from time to time, you might sit there in the couch or watching a show or what have you, and you just feel the urge, right, to have that knife in your hand, and you want to go ahead and flick it or, you know, deploy it, open and close it a bajillion times on a daily basis, and that is okay, right? A knife, especially for the price range on some of these knives, should be able to also give you that satisfaction. So right away we have the Civivi Elementum, and this is the button lock. This guy right here brought me tons and tons of satisfaction when it comes to how fidgety it is. Of course, it is still a very reliable tool. Don't let that fool you. Keep in mind, actually, as a matter of fact, every single knife that we talk about in this video is a very reliable EDC knife. No questions asked. This guy here is an evolution of the original Civivi Elementum. This guy came out of the box with a flipper opening and a liner lock mechanism here, right? So an evolution of this guy is right here, this Civivi Elementum button lock. The only way to deploy this guy is with the button, and same thing for closing the knife, right? Also with the button as well. So as you can imagine, that button deployment becomes very, very satisfying to open and close. No doubt about that. There's even a newer version of this guy that has both the button and the flipper, which again just adds more and more into the equation, as are some of the knives that we're going to see later in the list. By the way, the last knife in the list is my favorite. I'm just saying. Right off the bat, Civivi Elementum button lock. It is a solid start. I believe this guy's around $50 to $60, and if you find it on sale, you get yourself a solid EDC and a very fidgety EDC as well. Bam! Next on the list, we have the Sencut Crawley. This guy right here, you've seen it in the channel before if you've been following me for any amount of time, and I can't say enough good things about this knife, right? So fidgety, it is beyond belief. It is a very budget-friendly price, around $40 to $50 or so, somewhere in that ballpark. But this guy, just like the next one, has 4 different ways of deployment. You have the flipper opening right there, your classic flipper opening. You do have a button, so you can open right there with the button. That's pretty neat. You can thumb deploy right there. Thumb deployment is also very, very smooth, and you can repeat that over and over again. And last but not least, the bloop, reverse flick, right? Bam, reverse flick all day, every day. That's what we're talking about right there. This guy right here is going to be on a D2 blade. That is a stonewash D2, and it does have the black micarta going on. Again, if you want to see more stats on this guy, check out the review video. But all in all, a very solid EDC knife, and need I say, a very fidgety knife at that as well. So boom. On that same note, we have the sister brother here, right? Whatever you want to call it, the Sencut Saxy, right? And this knife right here, similar to the Crawley, offers pretty much around the same package, the same 4 different ways of deployment: reverse flick, thumb deployment, button deployment, and your flipper deployment. This one here is on a 9CR18 MOV satin finish blade, and again, the same black micarta. So I mean, you got a little bit of considering right there, right? Are you more of a satin finish 9CR18 MOV? Are you more of a D2 with the stonewash? I mean, you cannot go wrong with any of these two. They are amazing EDC knives, and also extremely, right? Extremely, without exaggeration, extremely fidgety, to say the least. Next, we have the, what I believe is probably the MVP of fidgetability, and that is the CJRB Pyrite. This thing is wonderful, and I mean it. This thing has seen so much pocket time over the last couple of months. I always come back to this knife because I mean, I love what CJRB did here with the Pyrite. So you lose one deployment option versus, let's say, the Saxy, right? So you don't have the flipper, but you do have all other 3. You have the button deployment, and you have the thumb deployment as well, and the reverse opening as well. Now, this guy, I gotta tell you, it is so smooth. I believe it is the ball bearings on this guy. It just makes it so effortless, and I'm not exaggerating. Opening this guy is so effortless. You get to sit there. I think when I'm watching a show, or I'm, you know, watching Netflix or whatever at night, I probably flip this thing open, you know, thousands and thousands of times, to the point where I'm probably driving my wife insane. But I mean, that is just how good of an EDC this knife is, and of course, extremely fidgety at that. So this guy rocks the CJRB RPM9 powder steel, and also has that exposed stainless steel frame as well. This is my combination right here. This is how I like most of my knives to be. If I get the option to get an all steel exposed version, I'm definitely gonna go for that. And this is definitely one of my top most favorite knives in my collection, no doubt about that. Finger choil right here, which is very good. I mean, I'm not gonna do a full review on it, of course. You can check the links in the description if you want to learn more about this guy. But again, such a rock star of a knife. I really can't say enough good things about it, and that is the CJRB Pyrite. Bam! Up next, we have the Demco 8020.5, and this one here is on the shark's foot blade combination. I also have the clip point version as well. For the purpose of this video, they're both about the same when it comes to fidgetability. This guy is rocking the infamous shark lock, and if you want to check that out in the review video, this thing is unique unlike any other knife in the market, and it allows you to just swing open and close this guy using that shark's lock right here in the back. You can of course thumb deploy this guy, maybe put a little bit more enthusiasm in it. Bam, there it is. Do it a couple more times, and of course you can reverse flick this guy. Of course, you have a opening right here as well. So if you want to do the slow thumb opening, you can with this opening right there. That's gonna make it very, very nice. I mean, you have so much going on with this guy. Is it the most expensive, most luxurious combination of the Demco 80-20.5? No, it's not. This is actually the introductory Grivery scales here with the AUS 10A steel. But even at that introductory price of around $150 or so, this knife right here, this Sharks lock, this is going to be very, very fidgety to say the least. And of course, the Sharks lock is said to rival, if not do a better job than the Tryout lock. And that is said by Andrew Demko, the knife maker himself. So, you know, you have tons of reliability. It is a very safe locking mechanism to say the least. And of course, the purpose of this video, right? We're talking fidgetability. That is there for sure. No doubt about that. All right, so that has been 5 knives so far, right? Let me just go ahead and bring them back here for you to check them out. But I have one bonus one for you all. If you guys are ready, I'm ready. Here we go. What has been one of the most fidgety knives for me over the last couple of months since I've been, since I've had it, since I've owned it, that is the React-XO-M right here. This guy, it is a gravity knife, has a locking mechanism with a pocket clip, allows you to EDC this guy like it's nobody's business. And this revised version over the original version, which didn't have a pocket clip and a locking mechanism, was a little bit more concerning, a little bit more dangerous to EDC. This guy can EDC all day, every day. And the best part is that it is very, very fidgety. Of course, with the locking button here, that starts your fidgety journey right there. You do that over and over again. But the best part, once you have it on lock, is the sound on this guy. Take a listen. All right, so gravity takes over, of course. Gravity is doing all the job right here, allowing the blade to slide open and to slide close. You can get creative with it, right? Doing the reverse grip, deploy, and retraction right there. I mean, this guy is just so good, and that sound just never gets old. So it's a nice little bonus for you for this video. Talk about fidgetability. I feel like this guy is, I mean, I've had it for probably by now maybe 3 to 4 months or so, and this hasn't gotten old at all. Check the review video if you want to see more on this guy. So you all let me know in the comments which one out of these knives that we discussed today is the most fidgety in your opinion. Is it the Civivi Elementum button lock? Is it the CJRB Pyrite? Is it going to be the either Sencut Crowley or the Sencut Saxy? Is it the Demco with the Demco 80-20.5? Or is it the bonus mentioned here with the React-XO-M or gravity knife? You guys be a judge of that. Let me know down below. Or if there is a more fidgety option out there that obviously I didn't mention in this video, don't forget to let me know in the comments. That can be in a future video. You guys know how we do by now. Well, there you have it, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video today. There has been a lengthy one, and if you made it to the very end, you are the real MVP. I appreciate you watching and enjoying the content. Please leave me a comment below. Let me know how I did. Let me know if you like these type of videos. Is it something that you would like to see more going forward? Longer videos, not just 10 to 15 minutes, but more like 20 to 30 minute videos. Is this something that you enjoy? Is it too long? Give me some feedback. I would like to know more, so definitely let me know. Don't forget to check out the affiliate links in the description for any of these knives. Again, those help out the channel at no extra cost to you. Guys, thank you so much again for making it to the end. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.